What's going on, everybody? Welcome into the Golden Boot Podcast. We're coming at you live right here on the Dogs Media Sports Network. What's up, guys? My name is George Hancock. I'm joined tonight by the legend, Mr. Vandy Chris. Oh, my goodness. JQ's in here early.
My God.
Boy. This man is early tonight. What's up, dude?
He could hate me later.
Oh my!
He might be for it. You never know.
He might.
You never know.
You never know. I bet he probably knows what we're going to talk about. But again, my name is George. I'm joined by Chris and Cody. Chris is an absolute legend, propeller head, waiting for the ping of a bat for baseball, of course. For a minute, I was like, bat? Like a flying bat? No, just kidding. No Kenny, right? No, Troy, not tonight. Watched the new show earlier. Dope logo.
Thanks, Jockey. We tried.
I'll admit, whoever put together that logo and that music for that show did a phenomenal job.
Phenomenal.
They need to be paid a lot for what they did. I mean, God, that person was awesome. I don't know who did it, man.
I know. I don't know who did it either, man. But man, it was really good. We got it was the graphics guru himself, Cody Slavinsky. I'm pretty sure that Jay Johnson's going to need his towel here pretty soon.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, baseball's coming up.
To dry up his tears when they lose in Super.
Oh God!
Shoot.
Here we go again.
We pounding that mound soon.
Is this ever going to stop between you two, where LSU and Vandy are always going to be bantering against us?
Dude, it's been this way for over 10 years. Come on now.
He still can't get over the fact that Dansby Swanson's a better all-around player than Alex Bregman.
Nah.
DJ says the boot. I know, right? It's time, man. I've been waiting on this all week. Well, I say that it's Monday.
Like 3 days.
I've been waiting on this for 3 days.
We have been anticipating the show.
It felt like a week, man. I've been busy today. Golly.
That being said, though, are you more excited about tonight's show, or are you ready for our super show on Friday?
I don't know. I think I don't know. I mean, both are going to be pretty daggum good.
I just now came up with super show idea in my head since it's Super Bowl,
Yeah, you got to love those great ideas on the fly.
That being said, I'm ready to see Brandon Bisco being the Beaver do his play-by-play analysis of the Super Bowl this weekend.
I know. It's going to be great. It's going to be awesome. I'm excited for that.
Is he wearing a suit?
I think he's going to wear a beaver hat.
A beaver hat. Hey. Look at Chris double dipping. Double dipping his shows. I know it.
He's a company man.
You got to look out. You got to look out for your teammates here at the Dogs Media Network.
You do.
And I was helping out one of our newest podcasts, the Big 12 Whip Around.
Yep.
And Mr. Dylan Vance. Unfortunately, he had that West Virginia internet. But hey, we made it work. We accomplished a mission. We got his first show produced and put out there for the public to see.
That's it. So got rip the Band-Aid off as I call it.
Rip the Band-Aid off. If you bleed everywhere, you bleed everywhere.
Yeah.
And your guest tonight, he was very good.
Yeah. He was very good. Mafia,
Big 12
CFP,
Mafia.
Yeah.
Big 12
Mafia.
Big 12 and CFB Mafia.
Yeah, there you go. Very, very good. Boy, have y'all been busy as I have today. I swear, I literally woke up this morning and I went, poof, the day, just gone, poof. I'm excited to get into this stuff tonight, though.
Your day probably wouldn't have started out like that if you wouldn't have had to fight a horse last night.
I was about to say, George, you have to share your story, man. It's that good.
All right.
This is the ultimate icebreaker.
Okay. All right. It is. Okay. It is. I mean, it is. You know what? Fine. I'll use that as my icebreaker. Here we go. In this thing. All right, icebreaker it is. I got more stuff to share, but yeah, I'd be glad to tell you about my escapade with our horse in the backyard. It's great. So Sarah goes out to feed the horse, and normally she knickers coming up, if you know what that, like a kind of thing. And Sarah didn't hear that, so she's looking around for a horse. Like, what the heck? It was 10 o'clock at night last night. And looking around, it's dark. Didn't see her, didn't hear her, looked around this side of the house, this side of the house. She comes in flying. I can't find my horse. Like runs in, grabs her boots. I'm thinking somebody stole her. So I go grab my pew-pew. I'm about to run out the front door and try to figure out who jumped in my fence and took my horse. That's not what happened. But anyway, so we run outside and she's looking all around the yard, and she has a hay, like a hay barn, or like a hay shed is more like it. And there is just enough gap between that and the back of it and the fence for a horse to get in. And I swear to the Lord, that freaking horse got stuck, walked straight up in the back of it and got stuck. And like, just, I mean, literally stuck. Wouldn't move, couldn't go forward. There was a barrier forward that was as sharp as a knife. It was a piece of sheet metal that attached the shed to the fence, because it used to have chickens in there. And yes, I live on a farm. I'm a redneck from Arkansas. Just leave me alone. So, but but I think I know who that is. Yeah. So in order to keep this horse from decapitating itself, we had to take down part of the fence that attached to the other side of the shed. Sarah had to hop over, attach a lead rope to it, and meanwhile I had to squeeze my fat rear end in between the horse and the fence to grab this lead rope and pull this horse out of here. And it was nuts. And I thought we were golden, we were perfect. The horse was backing up. It was, come on, back. I was like, yes, we're gonna get out scot-free. And then she turned right at the last second and like whipped her body all the way around, and that the back of my fence to my field went because her backside went right there. It was I was not a happy camper. So and I knew
me and Cody have the perfect way to fix that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, how's that?
You guys
Sarah, if you're listening, you need to make that horse a house horse.
No,
and you won't have those issues.
Absolutely not.
Okay,
for real though, and she'll tell you, there was a story about where her horse used to be by the barn that it was at. We had stalled. There was a lady that had a bunch of ponies, like 3 of them. She would bring those ponies in the house every single night, like dogs. Tore up the house, tore up the floor.
Oh my gosh.
Like, wow, just unbelievable. I'm like, there ain't no way I can get that big old 1,500-pound horse in my house. So no, that is not happening.
We're all going to be there soon. We can make a door for it.
No,
absolutely. I'm ready.
Absolutely not. TJ says go Big Orange. Yeah, he's ready. He loves that Tennessee score for Kentucky. We'll talk about that here in a minute. I guess I'd be excited over a regular season basketball win too if I never made the Final Four. Zinger, JQ. Golly.
Oh, just wait until we get to this Kentucky-Tennessee game.
Oh, I know.
I'm telling you, some Kentucky fans are going to be mad at me.
I know. Well, with that being said, let's get into this these icebreakers. I wanted to share this just for kicks and giggles. The SEC and Big Ten are forming an advisory committee to address the future of college athletics. Let me be clear, not an alliance. The alliance, Big Ten, ACC, Pac-12. The advisory committee, Big Ten and SEC. So thoughts on this real quick before we jump into anything else?
I think it makes sense. It really does.
Yes.
I mean, at the end of the day, okay, so we don't talk politics on this show, but I am all for the a smaller government in terms of like the states handle the states per se.
Yeah.
This is kind of the same thing. I think the conferences need to get together and, really hammer all this down, bring it to the NCAA, because unfortunately, whether they like it or not, the NCAA is here to stay. It's not.
True.
It's going to be here forever.
Yeah, it's not going anywhere.
At the end of the day, they got to work together and they got to figure something out, because I will admit, it looks stupid on all ends.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that all these conferences are realigning and all this, like, something's got to give. You got to figure it out. Yeah. They need to figure out the NIL situation. They need to figure out the NLI situation with all these kids just getting dropped from their NLIs and going places. There needs to be penalties for when you sign with a school and you get there and say, you know what, we don't need y'all, and they basically essentially kick all the kids off the team.
Yep.
Because they use the transfer portal heavy. Like, there's got to be penalties for all this, and or there at least needs to be a way to make it where it works for everybody. Because I'm sorry, if I'm an athlete and I'm told, hey, you're going to get X amount of dollars for a scholarship to come play at my school, and I get there and they say, oh, you know what, changed our mind, you're enrolled and all that, but we don't need you anymore.
Yeah,
I'd be really angry. So,
well, that there's on my end, I live in Missouri. So Missouri has passed a law where kids start getting paid in high school as soon as their national letter of intent is signed.
I got one better.
Okay, go ahead, Chris.
Tennessee high school athletes can earn NIL money while they're in high school.
Yeah.
And that's insane. I'm sorry, but it is.
It is. It's getting crazy. And there definitely has to be some kind of regulation. I mean, it's got to be. So go ahead.
I know there's a lot of misunderstanding about that particular point where the Big Ten and the SEC have formed the advisory committee. The statement put out by the two commissioners, it was a joint statement, was this is not an attempt to take down the NCAA. This is an attempt to help create a healthy NCAA. So the biggest mistake on this is that they're trying to shut down the NCAA.
I agree.
Can't be farther from the truth. That's not their stated mission. So and I'm okay with that. If it takes the Big Ten and the SEC coming together to try and help the NCAA rein in the NIL and the transfer portal stuff, I'm all for it.
So speaking of, we might as well get into the Dartmouth stuff because go ahead, Chris, if you would read this, because this is actually pretty funny.
So the National Labor Relations Board today has ruled that Dartmouth's men's basketball players who are attempting to unionize are employees of Dartmouth University. The landmark ruling is likely to be appealed, but the case could shatter the NCAA's amateurism model. And then the image, it says, how are you not dead yet? The NCAA says, I have no idea. Now, let me be clear. This is the complete reversal of a previous case involving Northwestern, where the National Labor Relations Board ruled that athletes at Northwestern are not employees, and the Supreme Court upheld that ruling. So, but in their ruling, when SCOTUS upheld that, it did say this is not the case for every situation, and this cannot be used as a precedent for other cases. Right. They were clear to say that. My fear is that if this goes through and it's deemed that athletes are employees of a school, there go your non-revenue sports. Because it's about money. Yep. And if your sport is not bringing in money, generating revenue, these multi-million-dollar businesses are not going to keep it around. Right. That's just not how it's going to work. Yep. So, I agree. It's a very tough, and I mean, we were talking about, it's a very sad day for those sports indeed, because it does open it opens a I mean bag of worms. A can of worms. It opens up a floodgates, is what I was trying to say. So when all this started with the court case about NIL, and I'm not opposed to NIL. People think I'm opposed to it. I'm all for NIL. If Cody wants to go down to the corner store and say, hey, you can use my image and my name to advertise Jimmy Joe's grocery store. More power to Cody for doing it.
That would be awesome, actually. Jimmy Joe's grocery store.
For all
produce needs.
But the idea
for all your produce needs. Jimmy Joe's grocery store.
The idea that schools are paying athletes or boosters are funding NIL deals is not what this stuff was intended to be.
No.
There's got to be something. I do know that there's another alliance out there that involves upwards of 12 conferences. And I don't know how many teams. I did not get to look into that tonight, but they are petitioning Congress to act. And if they get Congress to act, there's a couple proposals out there that make sense. And I think there's good things in both of them. And if they can come up with a compromise to combine the two, I'm all for it.
Yeah. Well, and remains to be seen there. Can you give an update on the lawsuits that were happening as well?
The lawsuits. Okay. As everybody knows, the attorney generals in Tennessee and Virginia filed a lawsuit against the NCAA. And they've been asking for a temporary restraining order to go into effect immediately because tomorrow's National Signing Day. These lawyers have stated publicly that their intent is not to stop enforcement of the rules, of NIL rules. They just want clear direction on them. However, the very request that they've asked for is to stop enforcement of NIL rules.
Yeah. So and before you go any further, can we, as you're talking, can we get comments in here on your opinion of NIL and if you think it's good or bad for college sports? Go ahead, Chris.
So the thing you have to look out for in that situation, the judge did not issue that TRO today. Which means the judge has found fit that the NCAA can absolutely tell these kids that they can't use NIL to be recruited. And I don't think that's a bad thing. I don't think it harms a recruit at all if you tell them you don't have to know how much NIL you can get before you sign with the school.
Yeah.
I don't think it harms them at all. And
well,
here's one of the key parts. The Tennessee Attorney General actually wrote the law that legalized high school athletes in Tennessee getting paid NIL while they're in high school.
Gotcha.
So how can he write a law to say they can get it while they're in high school and say it harms them not to know what they can get going into college?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean it's turned into, and I mean you guys know my opinion on this. I said it from the beginning. Part of the reason that I think that Saban retired is because he's tired of it, and I absolutely believe that in some way, shape, or form, it may not have been the biggest reason, but well, first I'll read this. TJ says NIL is good, but it needs to be reined in. All schools are using NIL as a recruiting tool. All of them. They need to put clear rules in place, and until that happens, it will be the Wild West. Right.
Sure.
So
which I agree with that aspect. Yes.
100%. It is in my opinion that Nick Saban retired for a multitude of reasons, but one being I would imagine that the man was getting really tired. I've said it before, of going into recruits' homes, 5-star athletes, and doing his speech and his spiel about historical, success, all the stuff that Alabama brings, how many players go to the NFL, how many blah, 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 to only hear at the end, yeah, but what are you giving us for NIL? Because Auburn's giving us this, or Texas A&M's offering this. What's my NIL going to be? To me, that's just a gut punch to a coach.
Yes.
Because none of that matters anymore. All of it is stemming from well, how much money are you going to make me? And I get money makes the world go around in a sense, but man, it just hurts really bad to realize that, you know, it doesn't matter that a school won 4 different national championships the last 8 years or whatever. And if that kid, you know, is, yeah, but I understand all that, but how much money are you going to make me? And that's where it's gotten. So go ahead.
So one thing, a lot of people say they've changed the rules. In some degrees, I get where that comes from.
Yeah.
But one rule that has not changed from 10 years ago and 15 years ago, boosters are not allowed to have any direct or indirect relationship with any prospect. And when you look at the definition of prospect in the booster rules, it literally says any player on campus or or prospective player to be brought to campus.
Thank you, Facebook user watching from Cedar Hill, Texas.
Isn't that where Shedeur Sanders is from?
Maybe. Is that Shedeur Sanders? Is that who's watching us? No, just kidding. James says never thought of that. I think a lot of coaches go in with an offer first. Yeah.
So
LOL sounds good in theory, Chris. Yeah.
So here's the thing. If you're using a booster's private plane to fly a recruit to campus, isn't that an indirect relationship?
You would think, and in a sense, I mean, okay, well, switch gears here because I mean we could talk about NIL all day long.
Right.
We'll have to take a break here in just a minute, but one thing I did want to mention because I know there's rumors swirling around Kalen DeBoer in Alabama about tampering and stuff. What is tampering? If you don't know what it is, it's basically the equivalent is in the NFL of tampering is if somebody is an active contracted NFL player with a team, another team or another coach contacts him, says, "Hey, we want you on our team." That's tampering. It's filtered into college sports.
If it's done before he enters the transfer portal.
Exactly. Before that's the thing.
Yeah.
But the allegations is that Alabama contacted Noah Fafita before, even though he's not in the transfer portal. Now, we know after the fact that apparently his dad said that was false. It's not a real rumor. We won't know.
Well,
I mean,
so
if his dad comes out,
there's an article in January where his father was quoted about knowing DeBoer very well, that he recruited, he recruited Noah like when he was coaching at Fresno State.
Yeah.
And that they had heard from Alabama. Like that was like last month.
Well, and I know, and I think that literally it's I'm not even kidding you that it's a situation of that Kalen DeBoer. I don't even know if I can talk now. Nick did have the cars first. Yeah, the cars. That's a situation. Yes. But golly, I can't even speak now. That threw me off. But you gotta love comments, man. When a comment comes through, my goodness, you just don't know. You just never know in entertainment. But now the whole deal about this whole thing is this more of a cover your rear end situation? It's like, the rumors thrown out there. Kalen says, "Hey, Dad, that can get me in big trouble." Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry, I misspoke. He really didn't contact. No, thank you. No, he didn't really do that. Because that's what it kind of sounded like to me, right? Kind of seemed like he was covering his rear end.
So I've got another direction to take that.
Yeah, go ahead.
The article from January said sources say that Lee Fafita, whatever his father's name is, has said. Well, we got the direct source today, Noel Fafita's dad, saying no, that's not true.
I mean, I believe his dad. Personally, I do.
Do we believe sources, or do we believe the horse's mouth?
I'm gonna go with the horse's mouth on this one.
Horse's mouth,
considering that Blue Blood Bias is the one that reported it, and that alone just makes me automatically say,
yeah, kind of questionable.
Did you see their follow-up video though? So they made a follow-up after the call out like that, and they were trying to say, well, here's where we found, previous quotes and all this, and then we reached out but haven't heard back, and all. So it was very I will never trust Blue Blood Bias for anything.
Yeah, Blue Blood Bias is. I don't trust him at all. Let's take a quick break to recoup ourselves from that. Before we do, I want to absolutely bring your attention down to the bottom of the banner. You can see scrolling. Please like, share, follow if you haven't already. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, Twitch. You can even email us at thegoldenbootpodcast@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. And of course, we always thank our sponsors. So if you haven't already, please, we just reached over 300 likes on Facebook. Thank you so much. Without you guys, there would not be a podcast, there would not be any kind of social media following.
And while you're talking about followers,
Twitter. I know I was going to go.
I'm going to challenge everybody that's watching this to go follow us on Twitter at Golden Podcast.
Yeah, right. There you go. At Golden Podcast. That's it. So find us on Twitter. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back here on the Golden Boot Podcast here on the Dog Sports Media Network.
Oh, yeah.
Bringing in a new roommate to save money? Is that the plan?
Well, we gotta find some way to save, so say hi to Glenn from work.
Hey, that's my mom.
Yeah, I think I have a much better plan. We switched to my plan from Verizon for just $25 per line.
And that price is guaranteed for 3 years.
All on the network we can count on.
It's a good plan.
It is a good plan. Glenn, looks like we're not gonna be needing you, so I'll see you at work.
Oh, later, Glenn.
Save big with my plan, starting at just $25 when you bring your own phones. Guaranteed for 3 years. It's your Verizon.
Okay, welcome back into the Golden Boot Podcast. These comments tonight, y'all are wild, and I don't know what's going on, but wow. Yes, if you think that's the case, that's an interesting deal there.
It's been building for 10 years.
Well, wait a minute. Now, if they're going to be talking about
nope. Okay, all right. You got to go.
Can you share the?
Good God!
Can you share the news about Devo Davis?
I sure can. I absolutely would love to do that. This is God Almighty. All right, here we go. Devo Davis. If you haven't been following Arkansas, I'm a big Arkansas fan. He left the team, I don't know, about a month ago. He is now returned. God. Arkansas guard Devo Davis has returned to the Arkansas basketball team per Eric Musselman on his radio show. All right, you got to go, buddy. Sorry. That's too distracting. Appreciate it, but we can't. You got to go. That was interesting.
That's the comment. I don't care what anybody says. I'm not going to share.
Sure. Anyway, since then he has returned today. The news broke today that he's returned to the program, which was very surprising to me. Arkansas fans alike, and it is very mixed reviews on if they are happy about that or not. Chris, go ahead. I know you have something to say.
Well, if we're going to talk about Devo Davis going back to Arkansas, we got to talk about the rumors that are swirling around a certain Kentucky player, Mr. Bradshaw, because I understand that he would fit in quite well at Arkansas after this little get up.
I'm sure. Lord have mercy. That was something to behold.
He just straight up kissed that dude on an open mouth.
On an open mouth. He sure did. He absolutely sure did.
But here's the thing. Did you see Awaka's reaction after that?
Well, let's see it.
He really wanted to make that man unalive. Look at them eyeballs.
JQ, we need your expertise in this one, please, sir. I don't know.
I got to know.
Yeah.
Is that what Calipari's teaching his guys now? Is to kiss dudes on the open mouth?
I have no idea.
I mean,
no idea.
It's a fair discussion.
Yeah.
The question is, would you rather be kissed on the mouth during a game or have Morgan Freeman grab your jersey while you're playing? Did y'all see that?
Happened. It did
Yes,
happen. Yeah.
I did see that.
Mm-hmm.
That was amazing.
But did you see the reaction of the Auburn player?
Yeah, he slapped
He
his hand.
swatted at him, and then he turned around and realized, oh, crap, that's Morgan Freeman. And then he bent over kissing his toes.
Pretty much.
Yeah, and golly.
Like Snickers seed would do.
Oh, man. Well, this thing has absolutely gone off the rails, so we might as well go off the rails even further. Chris, what type of piece of pie are you? How about that? Explain what the heck this is.
Someone's a cream pie.
Shut up, Cody. God. This is just stupid. I don't even know who that guy is. If anybody knows who the heck Snickersy is, please let me know. That was just the craziest and weirdest thing we've ever encountered on here. Okay. Pumpkin pie, pecan pie, lemon meringue pie. I should just go do my taxes. Troy, it would be safer to go do your taxes there, buddy. Something is very strange on the boot tonight. Max, if you're watching, this is not normally the way this goes. But hey, it is what it is. Okay, so explain this. You found this.
So this is just something random I found on Twitter today. What kind of pie are you?
Oh, dude, I'm all day an apple pie. All day.
I'm all day pecan pie. I'm a little bit nutty and nice and sweet.
Nope, all day apple pie.
Cheyenne, pumpkin pie, pecan pie, lemon meringue, blueberry, cherry, or apple. She says she doesn't know. That being said, I know my wife very well. She's an apple pie with ice cream kind of girl.
Yeah, apple pie with ice. Apple pie a la mode. That's it.
That being said, give me the lemon meringue all day.
I'm eating it.
I'm the pecan pie. I'm a little bit nutty and sweet.
Lord have mercy, nutty and sweet. That's an understatement. Understatement of the century. My God. Huh?
What kind of pie is Hunter Dorsey?
Oh, he's a lemon meringue.
None of these. No, he's none of these.
He's Boston cream.
He's a rhubarb pie. He's a rhubarb pie. All right. Let's you know what? Hey, let's give a shout out.
Yes.
Let's do it. Dominic Ambrose was at the Senior Bowl for college football dogs. Everybody give him a round of applause. Way to go, Dominic. That was so. I wish he was in here, but
and he was at the Shrine Bowl as well the week before.
Yeah. Yep.
Yes.
Really, really good stuff. Got a picture with Michael Penix Jr. and a few others. Had some really good interviews. Really great stuff. Want to give him a shout out. So, Dominic, if you're watching or you watch later, thank you, man. It's awesome stuff, dude. Awesome stuff.
And let's talk about that in respect to where college football dogs and dogs media network is. We're less than 9 months into this thing.
Yeah.
And we've already got people as official press corps at the Senior Bowl.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's
Huge.
impressive.
Huge.
That's huge.
Big time. Big time, big time, big time.
And I don't know if y'all noticed, but I feel like this year's Senior Bowl was one of probably the biggest one they've ever had.
Yes.
That was the most big name players I've ever seen at that.
Yeah, but Joe Milton stunk it up.
He just played normal football.
He was bad.
He was.
All right. Well,
Hey, hold on right here.
what?
The,
Way to
yes,
bring
the
up
defensive
the
MVP
Huskies,
from Washington
George.
State. Yes.
Yeah.
That kid was on fire. He
Yes.
really was. That
Yes.
man, he was so close on that touchdown. He was so close.
Yes, he was.
No, he played his heart out.
Okay, and speaking of Senior Bowl, did y'all watch the Pro Bowl Saturday? Did anybody pull that garbage up?
You mean the
My
football game?
what the heck? Where is this going? Like, so okay, so we had the Pro Bowl where when I was growing up, it was the best of the best laying hits on each other,
Mm-hmm.
right? I mean, it was like you watch the Pro Bowl, you're gonna watch somebody get laid out. Then they said, no, you can't do that. You got to protect it. So they did like half speed tackles, right? They did like half speed tackles.
Pretty much.
Yeah, pretty
Pretty much.
and then it was, well, no, and now what was it, 2 years ago or last year? It was, we're gonna do flag football. Okay, fine, do flag football. Boring. Put them in pink. Yeah. Now this year it's like an Olympic event.
Yeah.
They did this weird flag football in between drives where they did these Olympic events, and I'm like, okay, but look at the stadium. It's full in Hawaii, and people are sitting there watching this. I would go to sleep. I'm sitting there watching it on TV, and I'm thinking, how the heck are these people in these stands watching this? This is so boring. Like, it was insane.
You know what the highlight of the whole weekend was, though? Was
What?
the fact that one of the worst NFL quarterbacks of all time beat all the quarterbacks in the little accuracy competition they had.
Oh, you must
Dan
be talking
Orlovsky.
about Baker Mayfield.
No, I'm
Yeah.
talking about Dan Orlovsky.
Just
Now
kidding.
he's behind a desk now. He goes in there and does it, and he beat everybody's score.
I was just kidding. Just in case
Feller.
Tim thought, hey, you missed the craziness earlier, Matt. So good. I'm glad you came in later.
He wouldn't be all for them reindeer games.
Boy, that was weird, man. That was so weird. Sponsors, yes, sponsors, definitely.
Yes,
Sponsors.
if you were looking to get your brand some real legitimate growth, Troy Amon is the man you need to speak to. I'm serious on this. This is not a joke anymore. College football dogs as a whole is growing exponentially.
Yes.
If you really want your brand out there to grow, this is it.
Bingo. Yeah, I know.
What?
Just a minute. Baker Mayfield's still a bum. Check
He is the greatest quarterback to ever exist.
Okay, Tim Bailey, very good.
What?
I love that.
What kind of bragging rights is it?
Audience
I
at
see
the
what
Pro
Troy's
Bowl
saying now.
sponsors. I mean, yes, but even if I was a sponsor, I would literally be taking a nap in that stadium. I was holding my eyes open, trying to watch it on TV at a restaurant. It was so boring. Go ahead.
But is it really a bragging thing to be named the MVP of a flag football game?
No.
Absolutely, because at the end of the day, you can say you're the MVP of the Pro Bowl. I mean, that's still a pretty cool thing.
It's a flag football game, for God's sake.
It's all right.
I was MVP of a flag football game in third grade. It still lives with me to this day.
Lord have mercy.
I picked
That's
off our
third grade. That's third grade. It's not playing against the NFL's best.
Yeah. All right, let's you know what? Let's jump into this thing because it's this week on the gridiron. We're gonna preview the Super Bowl 58. Let's do this. Maybe the weirdness will stop. All right. So first off, I want to show this. Who America is rooting for in the Super Bowl? San Francisco 49ers, Kansas City Chiefs, Can they both lose?
Whatever.
I'm pulling for the Swifties.
Taylor Swift's boyfriend.
Yeah, we're Team Taylor Swift on this one.
Really? Did Cheyenne just say Taylor Swift's boyfriend?
She did.
And who would be his name, Cheyenne?
Travis Kelce.
Thank
Actually,
you.
Travis. What did they say? His dad said his name's not really Kelsey. It's Travis Kelce.
We're gonna call him Kelsey.
Well,
We're gonna call him Kelsey.
according to their podcast,
That was good. That was valiant effort. I love it.
Well, speaking
they're
of
laughing.
Swifties,
Else, do y'all listen to the podcast?
I do listen to their podcast.
Yeah, we listen to the podcast. We know what you're talking about. We know what you're talking about.
so speaking of Swifties,
Yeah.
can everybody just lay off of Taylor Swift after last night's Grammys? My God, when you hear an iconic,
Dion?
no, when you hear an iconic song that everybody in the nation knows the words to, you stand up and you sing and you celebrate that song.
Right.
Leave her alone. She was doing what's normal.
You talking about during Tracy Chapman?
Yes.
Well, everybody was. I mean, everybody was standing up on that one. They had to be.
Yeah.
No, she was the only one standing in the entire audience, and she was
She's the
singing
only
along
one.
with them, and everybody's complaining about it. That's what you're supposed to do.
Can I make an embarrassing confession? I did not know until today that Tracy Chapman was a female.
Oh my god.
Really?
But to be fair, I've never researched Tracy Chapman or anything. I've always just seen the name and just assumed.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Okay.
That's random. That being said, that performance last night was phenomenal.
Yes,
Yeah,
it was
a really good performance. That was a really good performance. 2020 leap year. Chiefs versus 49ers Super Bowl. Trump versus Biden election. 2024 leap year. Chiefs versus 49ers Super Bowl. Trump versus Biden election. Somebody help
a picture with
make
this.
Huh?
Why is it just a white screen? Why is there no picture with this?
Oh, I know. Why?
I see nothing there except for just letters.
Yeah, it's just a white screen. That's weird. The graphic must have messed up.
I don't see anything. I see just a white.
See it.
I'll give you a hint, Chris.
Oh.
See him. Come on.
Okay. You got me.
Yeah, that
got
was good. I understood the assignment, Cody. I understood the assignment.
I am proud.
I missed that.
COVID happened in 2022. Yeah, I know. It's just crazy that was the same kind of situation.
So
this is a random question, but will Joe Biden be at the Super Bowl this weekend?
I
no.
don't know.
Really?
Probably not.
And he's not doing the interview either for the second year in a row.
I see. That's the one thing I liked about Trump was the fact that he would go to these big sporting events. Like,
I don't know.
I thought that was awesome, having a president go to these big events.
Well, that's the way it used to be.
I don't care who's in office. I just think it's cool when a president goes to big games and all that.
Yeah.
But he's not even doing the Super Bowl interview.
That's weird.
For the second year in a row.
That's weird. So CBS has confirmed. Go ahead, Chris. Sorry. Keep going.
When I actually heard about it, they said bunker campaign is in full swing already.
CBS has confirmed that SpongeBob will perform "Sweet Sweet Victory" to kick off Nickelodeon's first ever Super Bowl broadcast. Yes, you heard it. Nickelodeon is broadcasting the Super Bowl. Interesting take. So they're
interesting. That is one of the greatest songs of all time.
I agree.
It's so iconic.
I agree.
It is one of my
so iconic and great that I've never heard of it.
We'll send you the video, Chris. We'll send you the video. You're for it.
But I'm not a SpongeBob person.
You get to see Squilliam sad again. I mean, it gets no better than that.
Right. That's right. And if you haven't been following this, there's a little bit of a feud going on with a certain NFL quarterback that's in the Super Bowl, and Cam Newton. Brock Purdy and Cam Newton don't really like each other all that much, because Cam Newton allegedly called it. Well, actually, no, there is no allegedly. The man called him on his own show the 10th best player on the 49ers. Cam Newton called Brock Purdy the 10th best players on the 49ers. Now, to some, you'd be like, I mean, he's got a point, but it was a major sign of disrespect. Purdy absolutely came out with a zinger. Cam might be right. I may be the 10th best player on my team, but I know there are over 90 QBs on NFL rosters, and he ain't one.
He's like 35.
I'm just gonna say, Brock Purdy just Eminem'd
Uh-huh.
Cam. Well, Brock Purdy just did to Cam what Eminem did to MG Kelly.
Yeah.
Took him out on the first shot.
I don't see it that way. Because let's be real, I think that Cam Newton's 1,000 times better quarterback than Brock Purdy.
Yeah, but he's still not an active QB. So
Of course, and he was also like 10 years ahead of him.
yeah, but still in the head.
As Brock Purdy says, there's 90 NFL quarterbacks, and Cam Newton is not one of them.
Yeah, that was a zinger.
Well,
boy.
because Cam Newton's not going to sign to be a practice squad quarterback or a backup. He's going to sign to be a starting quarterback, and that's it. And I totally respect that.
JQ, to answer your question, I'm not sure if that's like the Pixar game, the cartoon form. I don't
It probably
know.
will be. I would think that it would be a situation where you see, like, when there's touchdowns, you'll probably see Nickelodeon slime all over the field kind of thing.
No. He's talking about the Pixar that like it was actual Pixar.
Oh,
the Jacksonville game.
I don't. No. I don't think it'll be like
that
that. I think it'll kind of
Yeah.
be like what we do on our show, like these overlays and stuff. I think it'll be something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because that Pixar, what they did with that, I mean, it wasn't perfect, but it was actually pretty cool. My kids watched it.
Wasn't bad.
So
Wasn't bad at all.
So while we have touched on the Super Bowl, everybody pay attention to the bottom of the screen at this ticker. We have a trivia question for you.
Oh yeah, let's do that.
So if you
Trivia
want me to,
question
I'll
of the
read it.
night. No,
Yep.
I'll do it. When was the first official Super Bowl halftime performance, and who was the artist? Do not use Google. We will know, and that is cheating. Use your brain. When was the first official Super Bowl halftime performance, and who was the artist?
It was last year, and it was Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
And
Right.
while people are thinking about that, let's talk about Super Bowl halftime shows.
Let's do it.
So let us hear in the comments, or let us see in the comments,
What the heck?
who do you think was the greatest Super Bowl halftime performance?
Yes.
And I'm going to start it. I'm going to start it out. My top three in order. Number one, Prince in a Thunderstorm doing Purple Rain in 2007.
Yep.
Number two, 2022 Hip Hop Reborn with Dr. Dre, Eminem, 50 Cent, and Snoop Dogg, Mary J. Blige. That was epic. And then number three, 2002, U2 after 9/11. The three greatest of all time.
Cheyenne, did you figure out the answer to that question? Cheyenne, she's a halftime performance connoisseur. She knows.
Oh, okay.
No, I do not.
She spouted that answer out so fast. I mean, her phone may or may not have been in her hand, but she spouted.
That's what it was. Yeah, it may or may not have been in her hand. We'll give you, if you put in the comments what you think the answer to the question is. I'm sure somebody's already Googled it by now, because
Do you want me to address this? Because I know exactly what this is.
Please do. Yes.
Okay. The We Want Cody hashtag. Okay. So first of all, this is Mason Clinton, a friend of mine. So the We Want Cody hashtag is because the other night WWE had an event, and they had this whole storyline of Cody Rhodes finishing the story. He's the son of the late great Dusty Rhodes.
Oh,
And
okay. Yeah.
yeah, he's supposed to basically go to WrestleMania, get his championship, be his story.
Right.
Well, next thing you know, out comes The Rock, and pretty much said to the whole thing. And the social media has gone wild. Put it this way, to the point where WWE, they have been on YouTube for many, many years. The video of that got the most dislikes in the history of their entire YouTube channel. The Rock never gets booed, ever.
And he got booed.
Big time.
Oh.
And they even did, put it this way, they do house shows where it's like not on TV. And they were in Knoxville the other night, and they showed a clip of this video, and the entire arena booed it out of the building. And now WWE's printing up signs with that hashtag "We Want Cody," and they're handing them out to fans tonight. They're trying to get everybody, I guess, to accept what's going on.
Ah, okay. So I have a question. Is it wrong that my favorite halftime show was the Janet Jackson, Justin Timberlake? No, I'm kidding.
That's the only
saw boobies.
I'm kidding. I didn't actually. I didn't, but I just wanted to throw that out there. That was not my favorite.
A lot of people vote for that one for that specific reason.
I know. Yeah, I know. Right. Oh yeah, you're gonna see free show. I didn't have to go to the strip club.
Best answer so far. While it's not correct, is a very good answer.
You with the answer. I'm just going to guess a USC marching band in like 73. No.
That is a great answer.
That was a great answer, but no. So I'm gonna say my top. I have to agree with Chris. Purple Rain in the rain was magical. I really liked, in my opinion, of course, I don't know what he's doing now, but one of the best as far as entertaining wise was probably Bruno Mars. Bruno Mars is really, really good.
You know what he's doing.
A good one too.
Yeah, that was a really good one. But I mean, you put it up greatest all time. I don't know. I actually liked, truth be told, I thought Justin Timberlake, when he came back just by himself, did a really good one. Where he went all around the stadium and went in the stands and in the back and all through or whatever in the cameras. That was pretty cool.
I'm way off from y'all. Mine's totally different.
Okay, go.
My favorite one of all time, Super Bowl 33, Kiss.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I'm part of the Kiss Army. I love Kiss.
That's true. Kiss did really, really good. You're right.
That was good. Yeah.
Kiss is the best live performing band I've ever seen.
They're up there.
Even Kiss Army is good.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
And if you know who Kiss Army is, you really know music.
Oh yeah.
All right, so nobody's got the right answer in the comments, so I guess we'll just spoil it for them. When was the first official Super Bowl halftime performance, and who was the artist? Chris, give the answer.
Okay, the first official Super Bowl halftime performance was in 1993.
Wow.
And the artist was Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson.
And the NFL does not pay for Super Bowl halftime performers.
Right.
However, in order to get Michael Jackson to agree to come on and do it, they had to make a $100,000 donation to his charity at the time.
Ah.
And the reason that they did a live performance was because CBS had scheduled the show in living color to air during halftime. And they wanted to combat that. So that's what they did. They
in
got
living
Michael
color.
Jackson.
Who won the ratings war on that?
The Super Bowl halftime show won the ratings. It also generated $20 million in revenue off of a $100,000 donation.
Wow.
That's absolutely wrong. 1967 University of Arizona Grambling State marching bands. That's who it was.
That was really good.
That was really good.
Yeah, it is. I have it in me every once in a while.
That was almost as good as the skit on Saturday Night Live this past weekend.
I'll tell you, people are just great. They're phenomenal. They're spot on. We're going to talk to China.
Yeah, I was waiting on it, yes.
Oh, man. You can't get away with it, man.
Can you imagine what the conversation sounded like when LSU got to go to the White House for the national championship and Coach O and Donald Trump had their conversation?
Yeah.
Oh my God. You're giving me nightmares, dude.
Yeah, I'm not doing Coach O and Donald Trump having a conversation.
I don't think your voice could handle that right now.
No, I could. It would absolutely just give out. It'd be, we've got cheeseburgers over here. We've got Burger King Whoppers over on this table. You can pick between the two. You can have both. I don't care. Isn't that what it was? It got like nothing but like fast. I think it was fast food.
Fast
He
food.
basically got what he eats on the normal.
McDonald's, Burger King, Taco Bell, Pizza Hut, just everything he could think of fast food on that table.
Boys.
Breaking news.
Super Bowl I. Halftime show was produced by Tommy Walker and featured trumpeter Al Hurt, the marching bands from the University of Arizona and Grambling College, the Anna High Steppers, 300 pigeons, 10,000 balloons, and a flying demonstration by the hydrogen peroxide propelled Bell Rocket Airmen.
That's a halftime show.
Chris,
not
you
a
were
halftime
wrong.
Performance.
No.
Wrong.
You're right. You're 100% right.
It's wrong.
They've always had halftime shows, but
Yes.
not performances.
Right. Yeah. Gotcha.
That being
Lord
said,
have mercy.
GQ said Google it, so that means he cheated.
He did. Yeah, he cheated.
Mhm.
By the way, I want to ask everybody in the comments. Somebody figure this out. Is this really Brock Purdy in the same commercial as Cam Newton back in the day?
That was hilarious.
But do you guys remember this commercial? He's like, "Oh, kid, cheer up. You'll get there one day," or something like that. And kid's like, "The heck I will." That's really funny. That would be great. The comments on this was fantastic. All right, let's get into the actual nitty gritty here. Put in the comments who you think is going to win the Super Bowl. That's what we're talking about. GQ says, I guessed USC, but I knew they used to do bands, so I Googled to see after that Michael Jackson crap. It's like, oh, no, Chris isn't right.
So, fun fact about Michael Jackson at the SEC
Yeah.
baseball tournament every year, they have like this out in right field. You go over and there's like a little little dome, not a dome ring, but it's like a nice, huge gymnasium they have. But outside of that, they set up like kind of like a miniature carnival, and they had the Ferris wheel from Neverland Ranch out there one year, and me and my daughter went and rode it.
Huh. Wow. Let's take a break just real quick and hear from Icy Breeze. Kind of collect our thoughts, and we'll be right back here on the Golden Boot Podcast, right here on the Dogs Sports Media Network.
Icy Breeze is the world's first portable air conditioner and cooler. A premium ice cooler that doubles as an eco-friendly portable air conditioner. This is not a swamp cooler, just blowing air across ice. Over 60 parts and components allow Icy Breeze to achieve what no other product in the world can do. The secret behind the Icy Breeze is an innovative design that circulates chilled ice water through a heat exchanger in the lid, replacing the Freon used in most ACs. Fresh air is drawn from hidden vents in the top of the cooler, pulled across the exchanger, and chilled down to 35 degrees cooler than the outside air. A 3-speed fan control delivers Icy Breeze's dry, cold air up to 25 miles per hour, just like a car AC. And a stay-put flex hose directs the breeze in any direction. Wherever you need it, Icy Breeze helps you beat the heat.
Yo, what's going on? This is Jacob Hester, former LSU running back, here to tell you about a brand new college football podcast, the Golden Boot Podcast. Give it a listen, give it a try, give it a follow. They're going to work hard to be your new favorite podcast.
You're listening to the Golden Boot Podcast. Stay golden.
All right, welcome back to the Golden Boot Podcast. We are getting right into this thing. Let's jump straight into it. I want to know what you guys. What?
Before you get to that, I have the answer for GQ.
Oh God.
Okay.
Here
All
it
right,
is right.
there you go.
Prior to Super Bowl 28, the game's halftime show often featured performances by marching bands and later drill teams and ensembles such as Up With People. Acts that by 1990s were considered culturally outdated.
Okay. Well, there you go.
This was the first NFL live performance for halftime.
Well, I mean, that's Wikipedia. Who can trust that? So
that being said, you notice the decrease in viewership by 22%.
In Living Color, their viewership decreased by 22%.
Yeah.
No, no, it said the Super Bowls. I thought it said.
No.
Click it.
Read that again.
Of the game on CBS. No, which caused viewership of the game on CBS to decrease by 22%.
Look here. Ella Fitzgerald performed in 1972. Boy, he's going to fight you tooth and nail on this. Boy.
He can. He can. I'm telling you. I researched this all weekend.
I'm sure you did. He's literally just agging at you right now. Let's jump into this thing. I need to know. Put in the comments. I updated that info on Wiki. I need to know who you're going for in the Super Bowl. 49ers or Chiefs? Put in the comments if you're watching. I need to know who you're pulling for.
Did y'all hear the breaking news today?
No, what?
All right, so you know how they're talking about Missouri getting that huge donation for their school?
Uh-huh.
Did you guys see who was the actual mysterious donor of it?
No.
It was a guy named Jody Robinson, and he was heavily intoxicated during the time of making said. The check will not clear.
Okay, you mean the national championship, Jody Robinson for baseball? Okay,
your Facebook,
there you go.
He let us know.
Said Chiefs.
So
Michael says.
Let me address the Super Bowl stuff.
Okay. What are we addressing?
Don't tell me the NFL isn't trying to set this up.
Oh God. Here we go. Go ahead.
So have y'all heard where the Chiefs are practicing at?
Yes. They're practicing the Raiders. Yeah.
The Raiders facility.
Yeah.
Have you heard where San Francisco has been placed?
I haven't, but I heard they were complaining a lot.
Uh-huh.
They were placed at UNLV. UNLV just laid sod on their field last week that's not even set in yet. They're not even practicing on a field that meets NFL standards.
Yeah.
What's the NFL doing here?
That is a little weird, actually.
That's
now,
strange.
When they do sod on NFL fields, I'm assuming it's like a big roll of grass that they roll out, whether instead of it being just square. Because if it was squares, that'd be impossible to practice on. You'd be kicking the squares up every play.
Right.
Either way, that's pretty dangerous.
With
that ground not stuck. I mean, that's
exactly. Hashtag conspiracy. Right. Okay, let's get away from the conspiracy and let's talk actual facts here. So, keys to the game, or excuse me, Lord have mercy. Keys to success for San Francisco. What are you guys thinking on that?
Yeah, they got to pull their Swiss Army knife out and utilize Christian McCaffrey in every aspect of the game. He can't just be a running back. He's going to have to be everything. He's going to have to come out of the backfield quite a bit. He's going to have to play like a slot receiver.
Key to success would be play the way you're capable of playing.
Yeah. Well, in my opinion, the key to success for San Francisco is exactly. I mean, you're 100% right. You got to use your Swiss Army knife. Is you have Christian McCaffrey, you have Deebo Samuel, you have I can't remember his first name. Juszczyk. You've got several other receivers. That came out of nowhere.
So you're allergic to your own BS. Okay.
I guess. Lord mercy. But Chris says he just lost sound. Oh, well, he'll get back in here in a minute. Yeah, you got to use that Swiss Army knife for sure. Because I'm telling you now, Brock Purdy, Deebo Samuel, and George Kittle. You can't forget him. He's definitely a cog in that wheel. They have to use all of them. And I mean all of them. Because this is not the same Chiefs game. This is not the same Chiefs team that we saw earlier in the year. Well, let's just get that out there right now. This is a totally different Chiefs team than we saw that dropped every pass that was thrown to them imaginable. This team is clicking on all cylinders, and San Francisco will get tested often and early in this ball game.
Yeah. And I have a feeling that Justin Reed could have a big game for San Francisco, actually, in this. Great defensive back, and I think he's going to be a huge key to shutting down that newly found Chiefs passing attack.
Yeah.
So, but there's no telling.
I'm not buying it. This Chiefs team is not as good as the 2020 team. And if San Francisco plays the way they're capable of playing, this won't even be a close football game.
Yeah. Oh, man. There was a grass issue in last year, too, right? Yes. There was a grass issue also against Green Bay this year as well. One team had extra cleats, the other didn't, and it made a big difference. Keys to success: have extra cleats, linemen keep hands in their pockets, defensive rushers don't touch QB, defensive backs let the wide receiver catch it, then tackle them. Yeah. I see what you're saying in there. He also says, I'm rooting Jason Kelsey. So, Jason Kelsey, boy. We're going to see him down a big old brewski right there on national television, maybe.
1,000%.
Yeah.
He's going to rip his dang shirt off and everything.
Michael from BBN fans said they saved the best for last, talking about the Chiefs. And on the other hand, switching gears here, on the other side of the field, Kansas City's keys to success. Go ahead, Cody. You want to take a stab at that one?
So, honestly, their secondary is the key to their success in this game. A lot of people are going to say offense. And yes, absolutely. But that's secondary. So, you've got guys like Mike Edwards who played at Kentucky. You've got Willie Gay who played at Mississippi State. There's a lot of guys. And I definitely am stupid because when I was talking about Justin Reed, I was definitely talking about the Chiefs and not the 49ers. So that's stupid on my part. But, I think the secondary is going to be key in this game. I think they're going to have to play at a very high level. And another thing, though, that you really have to look at is, are they going to be able to shut down Kelsey and Rice? Because so far in this postseason, Kelsey, he's literally had 23 receptions on 27 targets, and Rice has had 20 on 25 targets. So, that's huge. And those two are combined for 4 touchdown receptions. Excuse me.
Yeah.
And I really want to see what they can do. Pacheco, I think I actually kind of want to see him used more in the passing game here because they're going to expect him to run up the middle.
I agree with that.
I think Clyde Edwards-Helaire needs to get his head out of his butt and actually be the guy that can't be tackled like he used to be when he first got to the Chiefs, instead of just being hey, give me the ball, I'm going to go 3 or 4 yards and that's it.
Yeah.
So obviously Patrick Mahomes is the key to success. He's the best quarterback in the game. But can his pieces come together? They've definitely come. He's throwing 68% completion percentage in the postseason, and that's huge. Now, obviously, they haven't played anyone with a defense like the 49ers, so it's going to be a dogfight. I actually think this might be one of the better Super Bowls that we've seen over the last decade.
Michael's being cheeky. Yeah.
So I'm with JQ on this one. Bring back the Bud Bowl, damn it.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
So I know y'all have seen the new Bud Light commercials with they're hitting towards former NFL players and everything. I think they're definitely getting back to their roots of knowing their base and not trying to be politically correct with things anymore. Well, they're always going to be politically correct because they have no choice. But ultimately, I think this is a chance. If Bud Light's ready to shine again and get their name bigger than ever, they need the most legendary Super Bowl commercial. To the point where they might need to team up with another brand to make it that even more legendary. Because Doritos has always been a king in the Super Bowl. So,
how about the Bud Bowl sponsored by Doritos?
Oh my gosh, yes. Maybe we'll get a Budweiser commercial and hear the Budweiser.
Maybe. Well, that'd be something. They need to bring back some of them classic commercials. I agree.
Absolutely. They were legendary.
Yeah. Okay, so let me give you my keys to success. Keep San Francisco off the field. You're going to have to stop Christian McCaffrey. If you can't, and Kansas City's sitting over there twiddling their thumbs for 7-minute drives, it's going to be a bad day. You're going to have that defense. Steve Spagnuolo is going to have to step up and say our number one priority is stopping Christian McCaffrey.
Yep.
We'll let Brock Purdy throw, but we need to stop him. Because I'm telling you, if Christian gets 120 yards in this, it's ugly, quick.
Oh, for sure.
And he is explosive, and he's probably one of the best running backs to ever hit the field, in my opinion. But man, that needs to be one of the major keys to success is stopping Christian McCaffrey. Also, receivers have to catch their passes. There's no we can't have balls that are catchable go right through receivers' hands or look like some gators out there chomping to catch it. I mean, you got to catch the balls that are thrown to you. And I'm talking to you, Marquez Valdez-Scantling. You made a good catch in the Ravens game. That better happen in this one. They're going to need all hands on deck. Mute this guy, Michael says. So I'm not muting myself, Michael. No thanks. But absolutely needs to catch those balls. And also, I think Chris Jones needs to be a force to reckon with. He needs to be in that backfield every single play.
Okay. Q is on to something right here. I don't know if you guys have seen this, and I will literally find the clip and send it to you all. So it's from a comedian. It's called The Kill Tony Show, and he lets these like stand-up comics come in and perform, and then they kind of like assess them on the side, and he gets like huge names on the panel too. I mean, he's had like Joe Rogan up there and all that, and no, like seriously, the I Like Rocks guy is hilarious. But yeah, you give me Theo Vaughn and Bert Kreischer, dude, I'd be all for it.
Yeah. So that's what I envision is the deal. Go ahead, Chris.
I got to ask my friend Randy, were you in here when we played the Tennessee-Kentucky video?
Lord have mercy. Jesus in heaven. Do we have to see that again?
If he missed it, we may have to do it again.
God. Randy Jowers, everybody. Good to have him. It says Facebook user, but now we know who he is. Great guy.
He recently started understanding ball, and I'm very proud.
Wow, no.
He said he missed it.
Oh, God.
All right, play it, Chris.
Go right ahead. Let me turn this music off.
Randy, this is just for you. We hear Kentucky has a player that's going to transfer to Arkansas because he's going to fit in. So I figured I'd go ahead and show this.
That's the weirdest exchange I've ever seen on a basketball court. Ever. 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 Ever.
He straight up kissed him.
Yeah.
On the open mouth. And later, it doesn't show it in that part of the video, but later on in the video, as they get him separated and he's walking away, you can see a Waka take his arm and wipe his mouth.
Yeah.
He did not like that.
No. Yeah, I wonder when Cody will understand ball, he says.
I'm getting there, man. One day.
Oh, gosh. At least be like Arkansas and keep it in the locker room amongst teammates. Yes. Thank you, Randy. Appreciate that. I already said, and I'll just say it again, that the whole love triangle rumor was started by a Missouri fan and caught like wildfire because it was so outrageous that people started making up stuff. So
can't be any more outrageous than Auburn's golf coach or tennis coach sleeping with their tennis players.
That's an interesting deal there. Yeah.
In the middle of national indoor finals, Auburn fires their women's tennis coach for having an affair with the player. They name the assistant as the head coach, and then proceed to ask the board to fire the assistant because the assistant knew it was going on and didn't report it.
Yikes. Yikes.
Yeah,
correct. I think it caught fire because it's the only thing that makes sense as to why they're so bad at basketball. Well, I can tell you, watching it firsthand, the reason they're so bad at basketball is where there's a bunch of very selfish players that do not play well together at all.
And that's weird.
At all.
This team should be elite.
At least they're not as bad as Missouri, who lost to a team whose coach was playing golf while his team was doing their shoot around on Saturday.
Yeah.
And he got an extension for it.
Yep. Well,
No,
speaking of basketball, let's bring this up here to look at our top 25. Matter of fact, I'm going to blow this up here and turn this off for a second. This is week 14, top 25. Look at Tennessee rolling at number 6. That win over Kentucky. Kentucky's sitting at 17. Purdue and UConn sit at the top, as always. UNC is one heck of a basketball team. That team is scary. Duke sitting at number 9. There's BYU at 21. Is there any surprises on this list?
No, but I'm very happy to see FAU staying strong in the rankings. And what is it about Creighton that has always been like a drawing factor for recruits to go there? Because they are always consistently ranked year after year.
I don't know.
Who's that?
Creighton.
They got a great coach.
Yeah.
That's what it is. He's a great coach, and he's found his niche there.
What?
Oh, God.
Anthony Davis in UK locker room bit to new age for me.
Apparently, Anthony Davis was rolling around in the locker room naked.
Okay. Interesting.
To be fair, who hasn't rolled around in their sports team's locker room naked before?
Yeah, to be fair, I mean, everybody doesn't.
Me.
Got the spot for a loss, but stayed behind a Houston team that got mollywopped. Yeah.
Now, there is
a great coach with a great system. There you go.
There is one team on here. Congratulations, Lamont Paris. South Carolina absolutely deserves to finally be ranked. Damn it.
Oh yeah, for sure, sure. They're playing some good ball, and it's funny because at the end of the year, everybody was like, "Are they good? Are they not?" It's like they had it's pretty easy schedule leading up to conference play, and then conference play gets here, and it's like they didn't skip a beat.
Yeah,
it's nice to see the kings of the NIT from years ago finally getting where they need to be.
South Carolina is the fruit.
What's neat about them is they can dirty up a basketball game quick. I mean, they'll make it dirty. They'll make it a defensive slugfest, and coaching.
Yeah, Lamonte easily SEC Coach of the Year in my opinion. I agree. What about them Cocks? I know Gamecocks are rolling.
I think they become only like the third school in history to have both their men and women ranked in the top 15 in both polls at the same time.
Yeah.
Well, that's because Dawn Staley's like a legend.
Right.
Yeah.
This is totally unrelated, but me and Chris were talking about this earlier. Did y'all see the New Mexico State game, basketball game, where apparently, well, it wasn't apparently, you can watch the video, a New Mexico State guy cold cocked whoever he was guarding, and I mean cold cocked this dude, nearly knocked him out right in the middle of a game, and was immediately ejected. Caught all on camera, the whole 9 yards. I don't know what the beef was, but you can watch it in slow motion. Dude hit him square right in the eye. Boom, hit the floor, and then he goes, "What? What'd I do?" He's gone. It was pretty brutal.
Yeah, generally in a situation like that, that's when you just accept the fact that the person that you punch is probably a lot better than you, and you just can't get your game going. So you got to do something.
You got to do something.
He pulled his inner Draymond Green, and that's just what happens.
Ooh, Draymond Green. That was a good one. Yeah. Oh, man. NCAA can't pay attention to him because they're too busy fighting court cases.
There's like 70 different open cases right now with the NCAA.
Oh, my God, JQ. I'm done. I'm done.
And the comment of the night.
I'm done. I'm done. Ban him, he says. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done.
Amazing.
Y'all win. I'm
That's
done.
almost better than, getting pregnant a few years ago and your baby being due Super Bowl weekend.
Yeah, no. God. Why are you repeating that like 1,500 times?
That's what I was wondering. I'm like, why does it keep showing up? And then just like back to back to back to back. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. It's spam comments will get you nowhere. Yeah, Randy, you missed you missed some weirdness tonight. Let me tell you. We had to block and ban 3 different accounts tonight. It's very interesting. Never had to do that before. Trolling is trolling, I guess. Oh God, Andrew. Arkansas keeps it in the family.
I thought that was Mississippi and West Virginia.
Yeah, I don't know. This God. Anyway, good Lord.
Well, if we're gonna laugh at Auburn for their women's tennis coach having an affair with the player, there was another SEC school at one point in time that had a women's basketball coach that did the same thing. I'm not going to mention any names, Cody.
I mean,
George.
What?
George.
What?
It's back.
I know. I see it. I tried to get it.
What in the world?
I don't know what's going on. Troy says block me. No, not you. I don't know. 750. Who knows? Who cares? It's just nuts. Chris has a few burners. Yeah, I know. Burner account. It's Chris secretly doing it behind the scenes. All right. Let's get this over with. We're done. We're I think we've talked about everything we need to talk about tonight. Let's final thoughts, gentlemen, after this really crazy nutcase episode of the Golden Boot that we'll never forget.
Yeah, we'll never forget this show for sure. Final thoughts from me tonight are we have a lot of work to do to get ready for our Friday show because I'm just going to say it now. It's going to be the best show we ever put on. Production-wise, everything.
Absolutely.
All the stops coming out. We're going to be meeting after not tonight, but in the next couple of days. And Troy knows it. So we're going to be playing something special for you guys. Very excited. I think after doing trivia tonight, that was actually very fun to me. I think we need to do some special Super Bowl trivia this week or this Friday. So be sure to follow us on all our social media accounts. We'll be posting some good stuff this week. A lot of big changes are coming. We're excited about, and we'll give you our predictions for who we think wins on Friday.
Yep, Chris.
So I'm going to do it again. I'm going to issue a challenge to every single person that has watched this or commented tonight to follow us on Twitter, Golden Media Sports Network at Golden Podcast.
Yes.
We need to get this Twitter account over 250 followers before Super Bowl Sunday. Y'all following us gives us a leg up on getting our content out there better. But beyond that,
we having that foot race. It's coming.
This has been a fun show.
Been
hilarious. And we are 10 days away from hearing that metal bat going ding,
ting. Yep. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if we have any ladies in here, but I'm just going to say that. Maybe you're acting like a lady. I don't know. apparently you guys have some tension between each other. So,
Yeah.
you know, who that?
Give me a kiss.
Oh,
My mother-in-law was watching tonight. My
that's
wife's
great. That's just fantastic. And the night we have to ban 4 different accounts. It's great. Emily is here. Rarely I ever write. Yeah. Andrew wants some. Emily is here. Yeah, I'm telling you, man. It is just a weird show tonight. But thanks for everyone for joining us.
Wait a minute, Troy. What? It can't be any kinkier than having threesomes in the locker room or kissing dudes on a basketball court.
Can we just stop talking about it, please? Can we just stop talking about the fake? Let me rephrase this. The fake rumors that are not true. Okay, they're fake. Stop bringing it up. All right.
The cat's even making noise for you, Cody.
Goodness gracious, Jesus in heaven. Appreciate you guys joining. We're getting out of here. Golden Boot Podcast. We've said all we can say. We've done all we can do. We've seen all we can see tonight. I think it's time to call this thing. We'll see you guys Friday night, 8:30 Central, 9:30 Eastern, in a Super Bowl show. Be watching for that. More to come there. We'll have it built out in the open. God, the comments. I can't look. I just can't. But that being said, we appreciate you guys. Have a great night. We will see you Friday night. Be here, be square. Same bat time, same bat channel, the whole 9 yards. You guys stay golden. We will see you next time.